What can be said about MineZ? Well, for starters, MineZ is a really fun, addictive Minecraft minigame. From the footage that's being shown, this game just seems like regular Minecraft, but it's really far from that. MineZ is based off a popular open-world survival game known as DayZ, but in my opinion, MineZ is better than DayZ by having a more creative map and opportunities for creativity from Minecraft. I may just sound like a fanboy, which in all honesty, I kind of am, but this game really is great. The overworld is great. Like many survival games, MineZ has towns, military camps, and ruins throughout the map. But ghost pirate ships, floating islands, wizards towers, temples, castles, and coliseums are only some of the weird and wacky places in the map. But for all of these cool locations, there are some locations on the other side of the spectrum. To declare how bad a place is, I'll be looking at location, loot, amount of players/bandits, and amount of zombies, with personal experience playing into it also. So, without further ado, I present my top 10 worst MineZ locations. Alright, so let me get this straight. Camp Cars isn't awful or terrible, and heck, it's not even really that bad at all. It's just kind of below average for the north. So, for location, Camp Cars isn't great. Camp Cars is on its own plateau with no other location near it. The closest location is Alhassa Quarry, which is a solid 700 blocks away. The loot is pretty good, consisting of mill uncommons and rares, but nothing special for the north. Bandits aren't uncommon here, as it is a quick stop to get some fair gear when coming from the west. Zombies are pretty common too, so you will need to bring a good durability sword if you want to camp here. Along with zombies, pigmen spawn here frequently, so camping can be pretty dangerous. Overall, not terrible, but don't go too far out of your way if you want to come here. I remember when Karmi was first created. It was awesome to spawn there, and you felt like you discovered a new location. Well, now that Karmi is fairly old now, I have realized how below average it is. So, spoiler for the rest of this list, Karmi is the southernmost location on this list. Like Camp Cars, Karmi isn't really that bad, but it's the worst of the big spawn towns when compared to Grimdale, Romero, Portsmouth, and Cowshow. Karmi's location is good, as it is a spawn town. The loot is fair too, except for its missing health potions, but Grandfather's Curse is nearby, so it's fine. The zombies are somewhat common, but fighting them in the water is easy. The main problem is the people. Karmi has lots of people, and the layout of the land makes it really easy to be controlled by a couple of bandits. Still okay, but not an ideal spawn town. So, now that we're through the mediocre, a little bit below average locations, Camp Cars and Karmi, we get to the a bit below average locations of number 8 and number 7. For the better of the two, we have Sunken Tower. Sunken Tower offers as an alternative way to get health potions in the north, that isn't Alhassa. For the location, it's fine, close to Alhassa Quarry and Giant's Rest, so an okay place to stock up for a giant fighting. The loot is good, health potions, and 3 health chests. The risk of bandits is pretty medium. Sometimes people are here, and if someone's here, you pretty much have to leave because the place is so narrow. The one problem is the amount of zombies, and specifically pigmen. The underground locations forces you to fight every single enemy you see, so the pigmen are unavoidable. One good use for the area is that it can be used as fair dungeon training for fighting zombies, pigmen, and easy parkour. Overall, if you're completely competent in your abilities, feel free to come here, but if you'd rather not take a huge chance with pigmen, zombies, and parkour, just completely avoid this place. Now we have the second of the below average locations. My number 7 spot goes to Crymore Pond. So, Crymore Pond is a bit odd. There are statues of High Life TTU and Jack Seablon's heads. Jack Seablon is crying, making a frozen pun, so I guess the name is somewhat relevant. Inside there's a wooden shack with a sign saying, Jack Seablon, your tears are delicious. Alrighty then. The location is very odd and irrelevant. The closest lootable locations are around 700 and 800 blocks away, Frostbane and Death Mansion. Although it is okay that this place is close to multiple dungeons, Wizard's Tower, Cave of the Dead Lady, Animal Sanctum, Necromancer Tower, and Dark Mansions are all in a few minutes walking time. The loot is okay, but not perfect, and it's not even that good for the north. The fire is annoying, you get pushed in by zombies. Bandit rates are low, and so are zombies. Overall, decent loot, but a very odd and irrelevant location. Now we are into the bad locations. Locations that you should not go out of your way for. Locations that generally aren't worth the trip. At number 6, we have Evergreen Manor. Evergreen Manor comes off as a great location to any new player. The thought that you need to have a button to enter here puts it as prestigious. When new players don't realize that even if Evergreen had an open entry, I would still just rather go to Consilio and Graveyard. The location is fine, the loot is decent. Some mill uncommons, a mill rare, and then some civ common and store chests. The risk of bandits are medium. If there's a person here, it's best to leave, as they likely have the uncommon and rare chests. A fair amount of zombies that are generally unavoidable. A waste of a button, I'd just rather go to Thieves Guild. This really wouldn't be that low on the list if it didn't require you to have a button. If this wasn't a button, I would still sometimes go to here. I'd still rather go to Consilio and Graveyard, but I wouldn't put it at number 6. It'd probably be somewhere around number 10. Really not a great location. If you have a button, just go to Thieves Guild or something. We are now halfway through this list, and coming into the number 5 spot. Although this place looks really cool and has a dungeon that I'm really excited for, overall it really isn't a good place. I present to you Anvalia. Anvalia is a place in the eastern map, and is similar to Elam in the way it was built, but Elam is actually worth it, while Anvalia really isn't. The location is bad. The only near place is Aphea. Sure, Castle Clone Worthington are close, but you have to go around the mountain, which is a real pain. Anvalia has okay loot, has a little bit of everything, except for mill uncommons and mill epics. Not many bandits are people, but the zombies ruin the whole experience. It has a medium spawn rate, but when applied to the fact that it's high up and 3/4 of it isn't railed, it's very easy to die. A bad location and generally fatal if you're not careful. So in the Basil Desert, there really isn't much. There's Basil, the dig site, and Oasis. Of these locations, one is good, one is okay, and one is bad. Can you guess what the bad one is? If you guessed Oasis, then you are correct. Oasis has a bad location, but that's given. Everything in that desert is basically a bad location. The loot is fairly bad. It has 2 store chests, which are okay, but the dig site has food, and plus it's more campable. Oasis has an incredibly low respawn time. On an empty server, I went there, got food, camped Basil, and after 20 minutes, the chests still haven't respawned. Bandits and zombies are both fairly low. Still somewhat worth it if you're passing through, but don't go out of your way at all. Alright, now we are into the real crap. These locations are terrible. I wouldn't even stop at them if they were in the direct path on the way. You know this list has some pretty bad contenders if Medusa Lake is only at number 3. It's really weird having a place made up of mill epics at number 3, but Medusa Lake really does suck. Medusa Lake has the 3rd highest zombie spawn rate ever, next to Agni, Ignis, and Castle by Asford. But unlike those places, Medusa Lake only has 6 mill epics. That's still a lot, but Tahosa, medium zombies, 4 mill epics. Aurora, medium zombies, 3 mill epics. Barathrum, low zombie, 5 mill epics. Septus, medium zombies, 5 mill epics. Sirius, high zombies, 2 mill epics. Along with lots of other stuff. Sure, Septus and Barathrum both have parkour, but it's fairly easy. Location is okay between Septus and Sirius. No bandits because nobody wants to go here. Completely worthless. At number 2, we have the flat-out awful place known as Joxibelon Mansion. Joxibelon Mansion is another eastern location. Seems like a lot of bad locations in this part of the map. It is one of the 4 close eastern locations, being close to Grandfather's Curse, Mount Longington, and Heartless Mansion, and easily the worst of the 4. The location is fine, being very close to all the places that I just mentioned. Loot is decent. It has a millware, which is the single thing not making this place number 1 on the list. The zombies are common, and so are the bandits. The main kicker for the reason why this place is so bad is the layout of the land. Holes in the floors, drowning, and hard to navigate overall. Joxibelon Mansion is truly awful, but what could be possibly worse than this? So, by far the worst location statistically on here is probably Jock Sebelon Mansion, Medusa Lake, or Oasis. My number one spot isn't even really that bad at all, but this list is for my least favorite location to what I think is the worst, and that is Forest. I hate Forest. I really freaking hate Forest. The location is sort of bad, the loot is fine, the bandits and zombies are fairly common. I just hate this place. Every time I come here, I die to pigmen. Every time. I'm not no Whole Milk or LK Atkins Smith, but I'm pretty okay at MineZ. Heck, I managed to pull my way through Frostbane Catacombs. I just hate this place. I always have and I always will. Nothing can change it. I hate Forest. Alright guys, so that was the end of my countdown. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you really liked it, like, comment, subscribe, that's nice. I don't really like to do this whole begging thing, but if you want to, that'd be great. Helps me. I'd like some subscribes. I haven't really posted anything in like 6 months. I kind of forgot about this channel a little bit. Not really forgot. I always try to get around to posting a video for it, and I've always just forgotten about it. So I'm really glad that I've managed to get a video out. I've been working on this a bit, so I'm glad that I got it out. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, I'm going off to camp, so I can't really post anything. But hopefully when I get back, I can post some more stuff and I can start regularly uploading to this channel. But yeah, so thanks for watching. I will see you guys next time. Bye.